Okay, we're in section 52 of the notes. You have contents to read through. Hopefully it's making sense as you read through that. Not completely, but partially. There'll be examples for you to work on, and then you can need to reinforce with the exercise. Bottom line, my name is Ron Bannon. This is a draft version of my adaptation of Webster Wells' Advanced Course in Algebra. And that goes back to 1904. This PDF document, in its present form, is only being made available to the PRISM Mathematics Project participants. All right? In the future, this will be published. And certainly, in the meantime, if you need to reach out to me, my name is Bannon, and my email address is also Bannon. So it looks like B as in boy, the @ symbol, nnon.us. All right? Let's take a look. And as I look through this over here, it's, theories of quadratic equation. Yes, we'd like you to read through that. Yes, we'd like to make some attempt to understand what's being said. But I got to be boiled down to a couple different things. You're going to be given a quadratic equation. And you know the roots of this equation by the quadratic formula. I'll write them down for you. There's two roots. I'll write this down for you. Let's see, minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over twice a. I'm going to write it down as two separate roots now. x1 and x2. And what's that going to be? Minus b minus root b squared minus 4ac over twice a. Well, let's write this down. I'm going to write down what's x1 plus x2. And this is what's called the sum of the roots. What's nice about that is the radicals would disappear, and you'd be left off with minus 2b over 2a, which can be minus b over a. And that's the sum of the two roots, minus b over a. All right? The other one is going to be the product of the roots. I'll write this one down, x1 times x2. A little more complicated, but I'll write it down for you. And it's going to be, let's see, minus b plus, let's see, b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And the other one's going to be minus b minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Kind of sloppy looking, but we'll get through it. The bottom's really easy to do, right? That's just 4a squared. What do you get on top? Well, these are conjugates. So let's take a look at it. I got this times this, which is just b squared, right? Let's see. So remember conjugates. You have, a minus b times a plus b. This will turn out to be a squared minus b squared. So I think I can write that down, right? So that b squared. And yeah, I know it's complicated with the letter b, a lowercase b. But this would be b squared minus 4. Whoops. Went too fast there. 4ac, right? I'll write that down for you. Can we do that? Of course we can. What do you get? 4a squared. The b squareds disappear. You're left with 4ac on top. So what does it give me? Well, looking at it, the 4's cancel, right? And one of the a's cancels, so you get c over a. All right? Let's go to the problems. Let's write this down. So remember, the sum of the roots, x1 plus x2, these are the roots. What's that going to be? Well, we just did it, right? It's going to be minus b over a. And remember, we just did the product of the roots. Right, we just did that. And what's that going to be? C over a. Let's do it. All right, let's take a look. First one. What's the sum of the roots? They want to know that. So it's going to be minus the b. So that would be the sum of the roots would be minus b is 7, right? Over the a, which is 3. 7/3. What's the product? Well, that should be easy. That's just going to be minus 15. Again, we're looking at these two things here, sums and products. Over A, what's A? A is 3. What are you going to get there? You can get minus 5. All right, not so bad. All right, this one, I don't know, it's not too bad. It says one root of the equation is minus 7 halves. Find the other. Well, I bet this has something to do with the sum of the product. All right, so let's write this down. You're going to get 6x squared plus 31x plus 35 equals 0. And let's talk about the sum, right? The sum of the roots, all right? Now, what do I know? I just know one root now, right? But that's going to be this thing over here. So let me write this down. So minus 7 halves plus, I'm just going to call it r. It's the other root. Well, what's the sum of the roots going to be equal to? Well, it's going to be minus b. What's minus b? Minus 31 over the a. What's the a? The a is 6. All right, let's say you did the product. I'm going to write that down for you. Minus, right, we're doing the product roots over here. Minus 7 halves times r is supposed to be equal to, well, they say c over a, right? What's c? 35. What's a? 6. All right, I'm going to solve both equations, by the way. Well, how would you do that? Let's put this one. There's going to be r equals minus 31 sixths plus 7 halves. All right? R, calm down, would be 6, right? Minus 31 plus 21. R is going to be equal to, what do you get? You get 6. And minus 31 plus 21 is minus 10, right? So you can get minus 5 thirds. That's the other root. Let's do this one now. All right? I just did that one. We'll do this one. See how it turns out. What's r going to be equal to? 35 6. I'm going to multiply both sides by minus 2 sevenths. I'm going to reduce that. What would you get? 7 into 35 goes 5 times. Minus 2 goes to 6 3 times. You get minus 5 thirds. We get the same answer. All right, you see that? That's it. End of story. What are you going to do now? Exercise. That's really important, both mental and physical. You know, find by inspection the sum and product of the roots. 2, find by inspection, oh, just more of those same olds. There's more problems, though. You think through it. Maybe you're going to find some of these difficult. Who knows? I did them all, though. Yeah, some are tough. This one was a tough one for me. All right? Look at it. See if you can do it. SAGE. What is it? Computer Algebra System, or a CAS. It's open source software. It's free. It's available at this website over here. You can download it or use the interactive web-based application. Try it, all right? You'll see some new stuff over there. Hopefully you're starting to think about what's presented to you. But I'll be honest with you, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want to do that. You don't have to, all right? I do want to point out, though, if you're reading through my work and you see any errors, right, in your learning curve here, what are you going to do? Report them to me. My name is Bannon. My email address is B as in boy, the @ symbol, NNON.US. That's about it. Thanks for paying attention.